Not all the fun happens inside the gates of the parks at Walt Disney World. Let's jump on the monorail for a little fun outside the parks. Remember, please stand clear of the door. Welcome to Roaming Yeti's Travel Beyond the Guidebook, where we help our busy fellow adventurers maximize their limited vacation time. I'm your host and head Yeti, Beth Scalacci. I'm here to share stories, hidden gems, and insider tips to help you plan trips that are unique and meaningful to you. In each episode, I delve into the world of pop culture destinations, theme parks, roadside attractions, and nostalgic locations. And you know what? We're uncovering their secrets and backstories. Are you ready? Let's roam! Welcome back. Sometimes you just need to get out of the hustle and bustle of the parks at Walt Disney World. Or maybe it's your day off from the parks during vacation and you're looking for a different activity than, sitting by the pool. Or maybe you want to experience Disney magic without paying for park tickets. Today, I want to share with you one of my new favorite things to do outside the park gates. In the past, we had left the park to visit the resorts on the monorail to see holiday decorations or have a meal at one of the resorts. But this time, we decided to do a monorail crawl. I had heard of people doing this in the past and decided our December trip was the perfect opportunity to give this a try. We built it into our Magic Kingdom day, and as a side note, I know I dog on Magic Kingdom a lot and that it's overwhelming and it's overcrowded, but we had one of the best days in Magic Kingdom that we had had in a long time. We got on a lot of rides, the crowds weren't bad. It was near perfect. So this was just icing on the cake of this monorail tour. So it was it was a good day. But let me get back to the topic at hand. Sorry about that. Now I called it a bar crawl, but because we did decide to hit the lounges, but really you can do desserts, snacks, three-course meal, mocktails. That's what Julia did. And it's just a fun way to see a handful of resorts. And, what better transportation than the monorail? So we decided to start our crawl since we were at Magic Kingdom. We jumped on the resort line and started at Contemporary. So, the Contemporary Hotel opened along with the Polynesian as the first two hotels at Walt Disney World. And the hotel was initially named the Tempo Bay Hotel, and it opened the same day as the park on October 1st, 1971. The hotel was envisioned as part of Walt's Progress City concept, showcasing futuristic living and technology, and was the first of its kind to have a monorail running through the lobby. I mean, imagine 1971. Like, this is pretty futuristic kind of stuff. It's still amazing to me today. Um, but another fun fact about the Contemporary is that in 1972, President Nixon delivered his famous "I'm not a crook" speech in its ballroom of the Americas at the Contemporary. I mean, that's sort of wild, huh? So we decided to start at the Steakhouse 71 lounge. There's a restaurant and a lounge attached. We went into the lounge and sat at the bar. And Steakhouse 71 is a bit of a tribute to Walt and has some great historical pictures as you walk in. And it's just really fun to take some time and take a look at them. And the food there on the menu, some of it is based on Walt's favorites. So I actually went with the crab cake, which I had had before. And John had, they're called the peanut butter and jelly wings. They're both really good. Now, I did not grow up in Maryland, but I've lived here for over 25 years and I know a little bit about crab cakes, but they were really good. Two little small crab cakes with a little handmade saltine on it. It was perfect way to start off the crawl. Um the bartenders there are really fun. It's become one of our favorite stops, either after or before a Magic Kingdom visit. That's where we stopped before the not so scary Halloween party. So it's a really, really fun place to check out. If you're looking for other options, though, at the Contemporary, there is the Contempo Cafe for quick serve options. It's not sit down, you can, sort of food court situation. There is a the pool bar called the Sandbar. There's the Outer Rim, or there is the Top of the World Lounge. And there's some sit down restaurants too, but I'm really gonna stick with the quick serves and lounges. It just makes the crawl a little easier. You don't need dining reservations, and all that fun stuff. So we finished up there and popped back on that monorail and headed off to our next stop, which was the Polynesian. And the Polynesian, like I said, opened along with the Contemporary in 1971, and it was inspired by Walt's fascination with South Pacific culture. So the resort drew inspiration from various South Pacific cultures, including Hawaii, Samoa, Fiji, Tonga, and Tahiti. And this is reflected in the architecture with long houses mimicking traditional dwellings, vibrant colors, and intricate wood carvings depicting Polynesian symbols and stories. It's a beautiful hotel. All the hotels are beautiful. And I like them so much because they have such a different vibe. But you walk into the Polynesian and it just like your body just relaxes. It's very tropical. It's very soothing. It's gorgeous. Now, the Polynesian, for those of you not familiar with this, is home to Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, which is a very, very fun and immersive tiki bar. It's also very popular and it's very small. It does not hold a lot of people, so it can be difficult to get into. Sometimes there's a 2-hour wait. You sort of have to play it by ear. But the good news is the same drinks and menu are available outside at Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace, and that's where we ended up. It was a little chilly, not gonna lie, for Florida. I mean, it was December, but they had the heaters cranked, and it was super fun. The atmosphere out there is definitely a little more laid back than what's going on inside. It's a little more show and immersion inside, but I really enjoy the laid back vibe back in the terrace. The cast members, of course, are amazing and they're entertaining too. We went with some sushi and dumplings for this stop. It's not a huge menu, but the food is really good. And for this sort of monorail crawl, it's perfect. It's nice, shareable. You can do shareable, or it's small bites that you can get through three if you're not huge eaters. But it was really good. We had a lot of fun. And again, if you're looking for some other options at the Polynesian to personalize your crawl, you can check out the Kona Cafe, the Tambu Lounge, Kona Island, Barefoot Pool Bar, and Captain Cook's Quick Serve. I do recommend at some point in time, if you can get in, is to wait and get into Trader Sam's. It's really a fun time, quite the experience. Gonna warn you, those drinks are strong. They're much stronger inside than outside, so be forewarned. That's for sure. So as we left the Polynesian, got back on the monorail, we headed off to our third and final stop, which we've had two savories. I think it's time for something sweet, right? So we ended up, the third stop, of course, is the Grand Floridian. And I think the Grand Floridian is the fanciest of all the hotels on Walt Disney World property. We've never stayed there. And actually, we've never stayed at any of the monorail resort hotels now that I'm thinking about it. But the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa was originally known as Grand Floridian Beach Resort, and that one opened in 1988. And the hotel was inspired by Palm Beach's golden era with its Victorian architecture. And the lobby is massive. Like, you walk in from the monorail, and it's this huge open lobby, and it's just for flights up, and it's funny, you look down, and at Christmas they have this massive gingerbread house that they build in the lobby, and like people work in, and they like sell cookies and stuff from. But it's the lobby's so big, when you look down on it, it just looks like a small gingerbread house. And then when you see it, you're like, oh no, this is a huge gingerbread house. This lobby is just unbelievable. So it was really, sort of two birds, one stone. We got to, have a nice time. We got to see the gingerbread house, and the decorations are top notch. But this hotel is probably the one we're the least familiar with. Don't really go into it a lot. We decided to look for the Citrico's Lounge, and we got really lucky because someone was leaving just as we arrived. I will say this hotel is so fancy and so beautiful that I totally felt. I mean, we had been in the theme park, we had been in Magic Kingdom, and I totally felt underdressed to be in the hotel. And then you have to remember, like, oh, we got here by monorail. We just saw Mickey. Like, it's a theme park resort, but it's gorgeous. And people do dress up to go to certain dinners and meals in the restaurants there. So, check dress codes, but in the lounge you're good for resort casual kind of stuff. So like I said, we were at Citrico's Lounge. It's light, what I'm gonna call lightly themed to Mary Poppins Returns, the movie. Like, you don't see Mary Poppins bopping around, but you see the colors and textures and small nods to that movie. And it's a really, really cute lounge. It's gorgeous. So, like I said, this was the third stop. We decided to do something sweet. So we got the dessert. Now, the desserts we had, it was a profiterole trio, and the flavors were vanilla, dulce de leche, and pumpkin cream. We had a praline coconut tart, and then Julia had a orange soda float. It was good. I mean, I enjoyed all of them, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite dessert in Disney, but it did make a very nice final stop on our crawl. There's some other options at the Grand Floridian that you can check out. There's the Enchanted Rose, which is sort of lightly themed to Beauty and the Beast, and is supposed to be gorgeous. There's a courtyard pool bar and a beaches pool and bar grill. Most of the restaurants in Grand Floridian are sit down, need reservations, so just check that out. But like I said, it was a great last stop, a lot of fun. We took that monorail back to the Magic Kingdom and got on our bus back to our resort, and just had a really nice, relaxing evening. I do want to point a few things out. The monorail resorts can get very, very busy, so just be prepared when you get off that monorail and walk into the lobbies. There's probably going to be a lot of people, getting around, but depending on where you're eating, you should have a short wait, if any wait at all. You don't have to drink at your stops. There's so many things to try. Desserts, when they do special holiday desserts, you can try just holiday desserts. Other kinds of snacks. Hey, do a Mickey shaped treat crawl. Whatever, whatever floats your boat, go for it. Make it what you want to be. Like, you're on your vacation, so it should matter to you, not what everyone else is expecting. If you do drink, please remember there are families all over the place, and just be responsible, please. I know you. I know my listeners are. So I feel bad even bringing that up, but I had to. And the monorail isn't the only place to try this sort of crawl out. You can try the Skyliner, or you can do the boardwalk area and sort of do the circle. That brings up a good point. Maybe I'll do an episode with my favorite places to check out on those routes, especially boardwalk. I have a lot of favorites on the boardwalk, so stay tuned. I really enjoyed doing this crawl. It just gave us a really nice chance to unwind, get spoiled by cast members, and just sit and talk with each other. And as I said, we definitely want to do the Skyliner crawl next time, so I'll let you know where we stop and what we eat there. But, as we're ending here, like, have you done any of these types of crawls like this at Disney or any place else? Like, if so, like, tell me. Um, I'm always looking to add stuff to my to do and to visit list. So let me know what else is out there. But I hope these episodes inspire you to get out and roam and use those vacation days to the fullest. Please follow or subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you like what we're doing here, tell a friend and please leave a review and a rating. Also, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Just search for The Roaming Yeti. And I'll talk to you soon. Keep roaming.